On this episode of Gas Station Cappuccino, Dean and Danny discuss whether or not you just absolutely stop doing things after you accomplish a goal. Welcome to Gas Station Cappuccino, episode 79.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's one more than 78.
Almost 80.
Almost 80. So, Dean Sidoris is here. So that's good. 2 times in a row. Back. We're back on schedule. Back on track.
Someone call that a streak.
Well, yeah, it's the beginning of a streak anyway. Speaking of streak, I'm thinking after this, go streaking.
Oh.
You know what I mean? The Kings play tonight. I'm talking about getting on the hardwood.
Ooh.
In more ways than one.
Just trying to get that nice little blemish on the record.
Make those Google results real interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that'd probably dominate them.
It'd be up top. Probably up top for a while anyway. You ever Google your name?
No. I actually haven't.
If you do, you got to go on like an incognito tab or a different computer, because if you are logged into your Gmail accounts and you Google yourself, then it pulls up different things that only you can see. Like, oh, here's some photos or, like stuff like that. Because, Google knows everything about your life, right? So if you Google yourself, it'll be like, oh, are you talking about yourself? Here's a bunch of shit you might want.
I think that was funny. Speaking of Google, one of the Super Bowl commercials with everybody was really talking about was the old guy talking to Google or whatever about like showing me all the pictures. Show me pictures. It's like his old timer. Mm-hmm. Show me pictures of me and his I think his wife had since passed away, and
just try and get everybody real teary eyed.
Yeah, and it was all about like, oh, Google, show me pictures of so and so, or play our favorite song, or this and that, and it's all about how Google has you can access all that, save it all on there. And then someone on Twitter wrote, the saddest part about the Google commercial is when Google sold all of Susie's information.
yeah.
It was hella funny.
Well, it's like
there goes that commercial.
It's like I like the meme of it's like me. It's just like someone sad on one side and someone like really happy on the other. And the sad, it's like me when I find out that all the surveys I do on Facebook, they sell all my information. And then the other side is said, finding out that I would be a corgi. If I was a dog, I would be a corgi. And it's like, hey, like worth it. Hashtag worth it.
Oh,
right?
They really want to know what my interests are. This is fun. I like this music. I like this. Why is my feed full of U2 merchandise sales?
Right. All of a sudden. Exactly. So back to the streaking. The other kind, though, is I had discussed before how I was doing the lunge every day. Mm-hmm. And I was lunging 400 meters every day. Mm-hmm. And I told you the other day, I should have not told you, so you could hear the whole thing for the first time. But I'm done. I'm done with my daily lunging. And so I made it 40 days. And I got to tell you, I'm a little disappointed.
We just start again this week.
I guess I could start today, really. But 40 is pretty good. Yeah. But I didn't have a goal. Mm-hmm. Multiple times people ask like, how long can you go? And I always answer the same. I said, till I'm done. I'll know when it's time. And then what happened is it was time and I wasn't ready.
Well, it makes it easier to quit when you don't have a goal.
Well, yeah, kind of. Well, no. See, I look at it another way, actually. The reason why I didn't have a goal is because I thought if I had a goal, then it's like when it's done, you're done.
Or you can just keep it rolling.
Right. But that's normally not how it goes. Like normally it's like, I'm going to do this for 30 days. And your goal is like doing this 30 days. Almost, I would say more times than not, like far more, 90% of the time, day 31, you're not doing it.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't, that's just my thoughts on it. Whereas not having, and I didn't want to have an end date because I seriously all along, I was just thinking like, I'll kind of know, like I'll just be done when I'm done. And then what it turned into is like, I kind of mentioned, like, I didn't know how to stop or when to stop, And then why I actually stopped is I have this little tweaked hamstring and I've just been doing lunges anyway, because it didn't bother me. But so my left hamstring hurt. So then my right, the opposite leg, my hip flexor started bothering me. So like exact opposite, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously some compensation and stuff. But what had been happening is when I started lunging, after 2-3 steps, it was always fine. Like, oh, I get a little warmed up, or just 2 or 3 of them was all it took, and then I was fine, right? Didn't hurt. So I went to go do the lunges. It was like 8:00 at night. It was dark outside, and it was Saturday. It was like Maddie's birthday party was that day and everything. So like pretty busy day, a lot going on, and I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm going to do them anyway. So I go out there. It's gonna be day 41. It's like 8:30 at night. The kids are in bed. Walk to the park, take 2 or 3 steps, and it fucking hurt. My hip flexor hurt every time. So I said, all right, well, you know what? I'm just not doing it. It's just, this is a sign. This is it. I would know when. This is when. Like, if it's, I'm not going to do this if it hurts every day, because there's nothing to do it for. I'm not like training for a weightlifting meet or something like that. Then I'll just do it anyway. This is just to be doing it because it's hard, doing it because, right? Mm-hmm. So I start to walk home, and I get to the street, and I live about a block away. So I get to the street, and I'm like, I didn't really give it a good try. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna do a few more steps. Like, I can't go out like this. I want to know. So I go back to where I left off, and I take like 10, 15 more steps. Still fucking hurts. And so I go, okay, well, still hurts. Obviously, I'm not just crazy. I'm not just being a puss. Like, this actually hurts. So I start walking home. I get halfway home. Like, I'm across the street. I'm I'm halfway home, and I just stop, and I'm just standing there. And probably, I'm not kidding.
Was it dark out?
It was dark. Yeah, it was like 8:30 at night.
Okay.
I'm just standing there, and I'm kind of looking to them like, are there any neighbors like looking out, just like watching me just fucking stand here on the sidewalk? Probably stood there a full minute, like a full 60 seconds. Like, I didn't know what to do. So I go back to the park.
Are you staring?
I'm just looking. I look at the park. I look back towards my house. I look down on my feet. I like try and like stretch it out a little bit. Like, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do, because it hurt to the lunges. So it seems silly. Like, I don't need to just like do it and make it worse and then have it hurt to walk the next day.
Well, it's like we were saying before. It's like, okay, well, what's the goal? Okay, yeah, you did it this one extra day.
And then the next day,
you can't even So it's like, the give take is like, okay, like, is it going to be worth toughing it out one more time?
Am I going to be able to do it tomorrow?
To not be able to do it tomorrow.
Right. But then if you think that, then you go, or is that just me coming up with an excuse to puss out?
Nah. It's hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I go, well, you know what? I got to really know. So I went back to the park again. Right. So I went back a third time, and I go to where I left off, and I said, okay, I'm going to go enough to where I'm at least like start sweating. Like, I need to make sure I'm warm, because if I'm all the way warm and it doesn't hurt, then I'll do it. But if it still hurts when I'm totally warm. So I go back out there, start up again, and I get like 1/6 of the way. I get like halfway across this park, and I know about where that's at. So probably like 80 meters in. And it still fucking hurt every step. And I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'm definitely warm. Body's warm. Blood's flowing. Heart rate's up. Like, everything else feels great. But this hip hurts every fucking step still. Like, it's not just in my head. I'm not just coming up with an excuse to do it. Because normally, even on days you don't want to do it, you just start. And once you get like 10, 15 steps in, you're like, all right, well, now I'm doing this. It's already, once you start, you're doing it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I shut it down, walked home, and the whole walk home, I thought about turning around and going back the whole time. And I was like, I'm not going back a fourth time. Like, I'm sticking to this decision. This is it.
Should have started lunging home.
I thought about it. So there it is. Streak ended. So I did 40 days.
40 days is good.
400 meters every day. How many meters is that? 1,600.
Yep.
No, 1,600.
That's the same thing.
16,400.
Okay. Is
right?
It that much?
Yeah.
400 times what? 40?
40.
Yeah. 16,000. That's how many miles?
Oh, I don't know that.
How many miles are in a...
Well, you figure I did it 10 miles.
10 miles of lunging.
10 miles of lunging. It's not bad.
It's a lot.
So there we go. Streak's over.
What did Chad Augustine do that one day at the track?
That was
a mile of handstand walks?
800 meters of handstand walks. Him and Ashley Beaver. It's it's one of our most watched YouTube videos still.
That on the China Show Wadapalooza.
Yep. That one also.
That one's pretty up there.
We get comments on that handstand walk one still, like once a week probably.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, that's how old? 2014?
Yeah, I mean, probably.
6 years old?
Probably, yeah.
We're almost at 10K subs on YouTube.
There we go.
And we don't even do anything with it.
Go on.
Should probably start doing something with that.
We post these?
That's true. I meant like video wise.
Yeah, get back to that. Yeah. Well, we're going to film that thumb tape video.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, it would be the Donnie Schenkel thumb tape 2.0.
Oh,
without Donnie Schenkel, or we get Donnie Schenkel to do it.
If you're looking for something to take up 2 minutes of your time, go on YouTube and research Donnie Schenkel, like tape or tape your thumbs, thumb tape.
If you search Schenkel and tape, it'll pop up.
It is fantastic.
He's in his old brown recliner, right?
He's in a Lazy Boy for part of it.
Well, he slept in a Lazy Boy.
All right, his back was so messed up.
Yeah, he slept in Lazy Boys.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. So here's another thing. Into that streak. So last Friday was the last. So it's been almost a week now that I haven't. But starting next week, I'm cracking down on my diet hard. I'm going 6 weeks, like 6 weeks just without remorse, whatever. Just no mess ups. I'm going hard 6 weeks. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll add something back. Maybe I'll start again.
After that 6 weeks, though, are you going to just start eating like shit?
Yeah.
Or are you just saying that because you don't want to contradict what you said earlier?
That's right. No, but here's what I will say. I'm not going to start eating like shit, but after 6 weeks, I'm going to loosen up.
Yeah.
Well, after 6 weeks from now, I'm going to
might have like some rice or some shit.
Well, I'm just going to eat like I'm eating now. Well, not now, but like I was eating like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've been pretty loose on it the past few days, knowing that Monday is going to be.
Yeah, like there might be a tortilla involved.
Right. And so, or just like
with a burrito,
or like I'll probably add back in some calories. Like I'm going to for sure eat a caloric deficit for these 6 weeks. So after the 6 weeks is up, I'll probably put 100 calories back in every day.
When was the last time you got your body tested to know how much you're burning every day?
No, I haven't. But I track relatively regularly. And so I know calories wise, like if I eat however many calories, then I will maintain my body weight will stay the same. If I just peel 100 calories out, then I'll start dropping like a pound every week or two. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take 200 calories out and lose 1 to 2 pounds a week.
Kelsey and a bunch of her friends, there was like someone doing like the local place was coming around and everybody was going to somewhere and they're all getting their stuff tested or whatever. They got their body fat tested. They're resting calorie, burning.
Oh yeah.
I think she was burning like 1,200 calories a day.
Was that the Get Tanked place?
It's not a tanked one. It's like the bed one.
Okay.
The one that was at our event.
Okay.
That guy that was at I can't remember.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That got style. Where they put you on that bed thing. Where,
yeah.
But yeah, so it's interesting. I haven't done that in years. I haven't done that since probably 2011, 2012. Might have been the last time I did like the dunk tank.
Right.
Where they strapped me in the electric chair and put me in the bottom of a fucking thing of water. Talk about like, that shit is crazy. Like, I don't even, looking back at that, I can't believe I had the balls to do that.
Oh, it's weird.
Like this one was like, it was a circular pool, all galvanized, whatever, fuck, stainless steel.
Was this the one in the trailer?
No, this was at like a facility.
At a place?
Facility. And it looked like you would cook like beer in it or something.
Giant lobsters.
Oh, yeah, like a big bowl. And then there's a chair attached to like a pulley system, and you just literally strap your arms into the chair and your legs.
Yeah.
And then blow all the air out of your body.
Mm-hmm. And they dunk you.
And then they set you to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just hoping that they fucking pull you up.
We got hope that the guy who's working the machine doesn't get a piece of that Pringle stuck in his throat.
Or the fucking machine breaks. Obviously, there's a safety back where you can manually pull someone out.
Got his chip stuck in his throat. And is he worried about you at the bottom of the tank? No, he's worried about breathing. So he's trying to Heimlich himself on the back of the chair next to him. Meanwhile, you're in fucking Davy Jones' locker.
The funniest part too is
that's what's going on there.
The funniest part about it too is like, if I would have had any prior knowledge before going in there, that's how it was done, I wouldn't have gone.
Way. Right.
But I show up and then before I know it, I'm into this chair and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Like, this is how this is done. What the fuck?
They have this guy. I think it's actually called like Get Tanked, which is fun. But it's a trailer and they drive around to gyms. And so they go like, they'll go say like a month out. They're like, okay, we're going to be at your gym in a month. And they put a sign up list. So
That's basically what this was, but it wasn't a tank.
Right. People would sign up ahead of time. It wasn't on a trailer, you mean?
It wasn't water. It was like it was like a big Sprinter van that's converted into like an office kind of thing.
And so they bring it out and they have they pull this trailer out and then they fill the thing with water and then and they bring you through. But they don't totally strap you in like that. You lay down. I don't remember. It's been a while, but it's basically like a fucking horse trough type thing, but bigger. And you lay in it. I don't remember exactly how it goes. I don't remember being totally strapped in and like forced on the bottom. But you do, like, you exhale all of your air and they kind of like push you under type thing. And like, don't move, motherfucker. Yeah,
this was deep. This was like probably as deep as that door. So what is that, 8-foot door?
Yeah, probably.
So it was probably about
7.5. Yeah.
This was about that deep.
And you're looking up.
And you're at the bottom.
I am.
I just had my eyes closed. Just like,
get this over with.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't panicked though. I really wasn't. But I was like a little nervous, but not panicked, because you can't panic in that situation.
You ever think about going to a float tank?
Oh, the submersive tanks.
Mm-hmm, the float tanks.
There's
one here.
Sensory deprivation.
Correct.
I have not done that.
Me
also
either.
Because it's like completely like overpriced too.
There's one in town. Yeah,
they're really expensive.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I'd say overpriced, because I guess it's opinion. I'm just thinking, because if it's the only place you can do, I've never done it, so I don't know how great. And I personally know people that have done it and that fucking rave about it. Mm-hmm. Best thing ever type shit, right?
Well, you're going to feel good. You're soaked in Epsom salt. Like,
well, also, if you spend $60 to go fucking float around a tank, what do? Tell people it was silly?
Yeah. No. You're probably trying to tell people, I was like, oh yeah, I didn't totally make a big financial mistake on that.
That's why I say, I don't know if I would say if it's the only place you could do it and that's what people are paying, then that's what it is.
Or you can, there's this gentleman that we know that was, he's an old timer, Vietnam vet guy. He's on a lot of prescription like medication, strong stuff like Oxycontin and this and that. And likes to drink a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he likes to take about, he said, 2 or 3 oxys and drink a little bit, then go in the tank.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
At the sensory deprivation tank? The float tank?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds fucking weird.
Sounds terrifying. But then again, like, he's probably seen worse and done worse. Or that's all he thinks about when he's in there.
I know people that, And so it's like, when I'm in there, all I can think about is drinking anyway. So if I get drunk first, then it's one thing takes that out of the equation. I feel like you take an oxy and drink some beers, you're already sensory deprived.
Yeah. I've never honestly taken any.
I've heard of people smoke some weed, getting high and going in there.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty common.
That would be more like reasonable.
Well, just about anything would be more reasonable than like putting yourself nearly on your deathbed and going in there. God,
I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, I was just thinking that actually. Oh my God. Anyway, there's one in town.
Yeah, that's one he goes to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're talking about Elk Grove.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where he goes to.
If you go in those sensory deprivation tanks, if you go to the float tanks, send us an email, podcast@caffeineandkilos.com. Let us know what about it is so great.
Well, there's also, you can have options, right? You can have the lights on and music playing, or you can go pitch black.
Oh, you got to go for it. You go full. If you're doing
I would think if I did it, I'd probably want some music. And there's like have the sensation of weightlessness sensation with some music, kind of like go into a little bit of like a meditated trance state, like with some music though, kind of good vibes. The whole complete silence thing in the complete black might not be my cup of tea. I don't know. I got ADD, so like I'm not trying to. I just can't do that.
Well, so I'm
not necessarily claustrophobic, but right. I like to do things. I like to move around. I could be like move around. I like to hear music. I just can't just settle down like that.
So as someone who's never done it myself, from what I understand, that's kind of the point though, is because I also like music and doing things and like that's for sure. But I've talked to people that have done it. It's like sometimes it takes a little while. Like if you're in there for like fucking 45 minutes, you know, it's like the first whatever 15, 20 minutes, you know, you're just in there and you're like kind of, you know, like trying to not think. But if you try too hard to not think, then that kind of fucks it up. Anyway, you're working on it and then eventually it just kind of happens. Then all of a sudden you're just there enjoying it.
You're almost probably falling asleep.
Right. Exactly. You go into like a kind of quasi sleeping meditative state. And that's kind of the point, is to do something that it's like the only time in your life that you have this lack of stimulus, you know?
Yeah.
So, but again, I've never done it, so I couldn't tell you either way. I'm just all pure speculation.
Just depends probably whatever you're doing it for. Are you doing it for the muscle, to relax your muscles and just kind of chill? Or are you going in for the complete deprivation?
Are you doing
Or else you wouldn't have the music and shit built into it.
Right. Well, I think originally they were just straight deprivation tanks, right? And then as they got more popular, these float tanks actually can be used for more than just inducing this meditative state.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Joe Rogan talks about them sometimes. He said he likes to bring in he has this like notepad that I don't know
exactly how it works. Some DMT then goes in there.
Well, he has this notepad that it hooks the little ceiling of thing or something like that, and a pen that has a little light on it or whatever. So that way, like if he has an idea,
suction cup.
But if he has an idea, he can like write it down. And then someone said, "Oh, you like give very many good ideas in there? You ever like write anything really good down?" He goes, "No, I've never once used it." But it's the point of when he's in there sometimes, and when he didn't have it, he'd always like think like, "Man, what if I get this? Like, oh, that's a great fucking idea. I'm totally gonna forget because I don't have anything to write it down with." And like, it's a distraction, not having a way to record things. So just having it in there, he can like, it helps him relax because like, oh, well, if I have some fucking idea that I don't think I'm going to remember, I can always just write it down. It's like a funny.
That is funny. It kind of explains Joe Rogan in a way too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because he's a very contradicting person, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
everybody is.
Well, yeah, but his is documented.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. That guy's all over the place, but he's entertaining.
Oh, it's very entertaining.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
Great asking question. He's just a very curious person.
Oh, for sure. No, it's great.
That's the entire stick.
I've seen a comparison to him in like it was like a meme or something, and it was basically putting him in the place of like back in like the day where there'd be like this knowledge seeker, right? That everybody from the town goes to talk to that he learns from, you know, right. Like it's the kind of like role he's playing in like modern times, right?
And so that's the thing too. A lot of times people are scared to put themselves out there or to start something where they're like, oh, well, I don't know enough about it, this topic, right? But that's what the catch is. There's two types of ways to present a topic. One is as the expert, and then the other way is as the curious amateur, right? And so you could start a YouTube channel on something you know nothing about, but if your idea with the videos are, I'm going to learn how to do these things, I'm going to document me learning how to do these things. Like there's value. People like watching that because if I'm brand new at something, maybe I want to watch an expert. But you know what else? I'm also interested. I want to watch someone do it for the first time. Like I actually think that a lot. Like sometimes there'll be something like someone does something. I don't even know what. I can't think of a specific example. But I see someone do something. I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't mean that I necessarily like it's going to be that easy for me. Like I want to see what it's like. What it's like someone doing this for the first time or doing this like who's new at it, you know? Mm-hmm. And then there's that whole side of things. Mm-hmm. And that's basically what he does. Just talks to people who are experts in their field. And it's like asks questions as somebody who doesn't fucking know.
Yeah, no, that's it. And it's definitely, I haven't listened to them in a long time. They're kind of too long for me.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to listen to the same podcast for like 4 days.
Yeah, if you're not in your car that much or whatever.
I mean, I'm in my car a lot.
Yeah,
but it's just like that's just too much. I like to bounce around. I got like huge list of podcasts I got to get through. I can't be spending 4 days on one.
Well, I just don't listen to all of the episodes of any one podcast. Well, like the Rogan ones, for example. So like, I don't listen to any of the ones with fighters. Like I know enough. Anyway, I don't do that, and I don't listen to ones with comedians. Mm-hmm. With like comedian friends. I don't, I don't listen to the ones where he has like politicians on there. kind of don't give. So it's like kind of narrows it down. Basically, it's like if he's got a scientist on the show or like a history, expert type, like those types of things. Like I listen to those because I don't get exposure to those people anywhere else. But it's like I've listened to enough I can hear athletes and fighters and comedians anywhere type deal. I want to hear the interviews with like Neil deGrasse Tyson and, scientists and historians.
What's good about his YouTube is that he's got the shorts.
Oh yeah.
So it's like basically the best parts of the episode.
The best.
Cut into like a 20-minute video. And honestly, there's a few podcasts that I exclusively only watch on YouTube at home.
Like which one?
Well, for instance, like the 9 Club, which is my most favorite kind of podcast, which is all about like skateboarding, does interviews. But it is the skateboarding is the premise, but it's also just about people. Right. And it's just interviewing people in their lives and like how they got to where they are. And the whole connecting tissue is the skateboarding, obviously. But these people have moved on to be other things when that ended for them, and now they're doing X and Y. But most of those I watch because they're good. Sometimes they'll bring stuff and they're talking about the stuff they have. Yeah. Like they have a lot of people bring things in and like go over it. Like, oh, this is my, or these are the board, my first pro board or whatever. Or this is the new company we're working on now. This is what we do. This and that kind of stuff. Or there's one where they like do, also they have another show. It's like The Experience where it's more like, they'll watch like clips and they'll go over them and like talk about them. You can listen to it, but it's like, okay, well, they're talking about this video that I can't see.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, but yeah, I don't know. There's that one. And then the Joe Rogan stuff that I have listened to in the past has mostly been those shorts.
The shorts, really,
and watching those. Because I hate bringing up my phone on the speaker in my car to watch YouTube video. It's not convenient enough, right? But yeah, and then I'll watch Congratulations on there sometimes too. Chris D'Elia's, I'll watch his because he's very like animated person. So yeah, I'll watch his too.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
What if you're listening, what's your favorite podcast? Let us know. Send us an email, podcast@caffeineandkilos.com. All right. Well, we should wrap this thing up. We got to get this product pulled so I can get it out to Pleasanton for Junior Nationals.
Junior Natties. Also today is Coffee Lovers Collection.
Coffee Lovers Collection today.
Florals and new colorways.
Last year we did
I love coffee tea.
Last year we did this floral. It was like roses and like a box tee with the Classic Arts logo in the middle. Looks great. Like it's one of those that I have and I wear it sparingly. Cause like the long sleeve, kind of wear it when I'm like, I'm not working out in it. It's just like a really nice shirt. I mean, it's a t-shirt. You could. It's a long sleeve shirt. But
you can work on it, but it's also got a lot of ink on it because it is a bigger print. So it's not.
Looks good though.
Yeah, it kind of, it's thicker in that area where there's ink. That's just how it's going to be.
But then we also, there's the I Heart Coffee tee. That's actually a great tee to work out.
I love that. Wore that yesterday.
Nice. So we got those, and then we're going to be at Junior Nationals this weekend. This podcast.
Are you going to have any after of those?
That? Oh yeah,
it doesn't matter.
For sure, we'll grab some.
Yeah.
And then we're also coming up. We'll be at the Arnold. So if you're going to be out at the Arnold, make sure to stop by the weightlifting room. Say what's up there. And there we go.
We'll have an Arnold debut shirt there.
Have an Arnold debut shirt.
Caffeine and Kills weightlifting shirt. We'll be out there, red, white, and blue themed. Working on the designs for that now and going with the kind of old school, kind of collegiate vibe with that. Yeah. Be really clean and simple and be a really cool shirt for like lifting and representing that weightlifting lifestyle.
It's going to be great. There it is. Let us know what you think. Hit us up, podcast@caffeineandkilos.com with any questions, comments, or concerns. This has been Gas Station Cappuccino.